It was early in 1974 when the mission board of this area determined to plant a new church on the northwest side of Tucson, which at that time was the frontier. They went to the 1974 class of Wisconsin Lutheran Seminary. Pastor Alan J. Eckert was called. He arrived in early June and was ordained and installed at Trinity in San Manuel. On October 6th, though the congregation still had no name yet, the first worship service took place at Cross Junior High.
We were meeting in Cross Junior High in the band room, and Dave Tobias would set up for church. We had a great big box with all the hymnals and things in. And I remember Debbie Tobias taught Sunday school. We just had one class.
I was impressed with him from the beginning, I'll tell you that. Just the way he preached. You could sit and listen to him all day. And when he was teaching, it was always exceptional. You know, he can take one word and go on for hours, but it all is relevant. It's all great.
Yeah, that's what I put down, Pastor Eckert, because he
really held it together. He's great. He really is.
Could make you understand, the Bible and understand the Word of God better than anybody would ever had.
I remember walking there and playing the piano for church. And then we'd have a little choir practice in our house. That was at the beginning.
Pastor Eckert also had taken care of the church in San Manuel.
Yeah, I was in San Manuel.
And he'd go to San Manuel early in the morning for the church there, and he would try to get back in time for our service at Cross Junior High. And I think I remember him asking me a few times, if I don't make it, would you get the service going by having them sing the first hymns or so. But I've never had to do that, I don't recall. I think he always got there in time.
I learned that Pastor Eckert was coming out here to start a new mission congregation in the Northwest. He and I were classmates in high school, so he was really surprised to see that I was here. He didn't know that. And when I found out that he was coming to start that mission, I decided I wanted to be a part of that.
One night at the softball game that we were going to join Redeemer. And he said, no, I don't think so. And it sort of shocked me a little. He said, we have a different place for you. You're going to go up to the northwest part where we're starting a new congregation. And so the first service was the next Sunday, and we hadn't heard anything about it. And so we hadn't told Pastor Paushin, so we didn't go to the first service. And so then we told Pastor Paushin, and he was fine with that. And so we went to this, I think we were at the second service at Cross Junior High. We were in a little choir room.
From that little choir room, God had big plans. First, on December 15th, 1974, Shepherd of the Hills was named. Already in November 75, just over a year from that first worship service, 4.1 acres of land was purchased. Then a parsonage was added in May 77. A month later, ground was broken to add a fellowship hall, and all these things within 3 years' time. 8 years later, an addition. 14 years later, brand new sanctuary.
The greatest blessing to me was everybody was very close. We didn't have that many members. We all kind of knew each other and supported each other in the fact that we were a new congregation. It was kind of new for everybody, I think.
Watching it grow. And enthusiasm.
Yes.
People were enthusiastic.
But the blessing of God goes well beyond buildings. The biggest and best is a spiritual building, meaning all of God's people here, members, leaders, staff, built and joined together in the gospel. For 40 years, God has shepherded us from the frontier of sin to the security of Jesus Christ. May we continue to every day beg His grace for many, many more.